Okay, hi everyone. In this module you are going to be creating a app prototype. And by prototype I just mean like an example. So you're actually not going to be creating a full app, but you are just going to be creating kind of an outline or a picture of what your app might look like if you had the knowledge of building apps. So this is a 2-week module. This is going to probably take a while to complete. So it is one that's going to take some thought and some planning and preparation in order to complete. So I want to go through in this first screencast just how to complete the module. And then in the next screencast, I'll show you how to create the prototype using Google Slide presentation. So just double check your meeting schedule with me. We're in our last round. And I've got the the mobile app prototype learning activity here. So I've got some information on coding. Again, you're not going to have to know how to code, but I just want you to get a little bit of information. And then you're going to think of an idea for your website that you could build this app prototype. Okay, so what sort of app could help benefit your website, whether it's a business, an organization, informational site, educational site, whatever. And I do have some examples listed there for you. So if you're a business site, you could show your customers a way to, or have a mobile app that will allow them to order a product or submit some information, or how to use your product. If you're an organization, you could give information to your visitors about your organization, a way to donate time or money or other resources for your organization. If you're doing an informational or an educational site, you could always create a prototype app that includes information about your site or your topic, maybe a study guide for an educational site, or a game that helps visitors learn more about your topic. Okay, so we are going to use Google Slides for this, not PowerPoint, Keynote, or Office. I want to make sure you use Google Slides, and you're going to create the mobile app prototype that fits kind of the theme of your website. And I'll show you my example here in a minute. This doesn't need to be completely elaborate or anything like that, but I want to make sure that you get a few things down so that you know how to use a few of the features in Google Slides. Okay, so I have a scoring guide here that I will go over when I show you the my prototype, and I'll go through piece by piece so that you know what each one means. Okay. So after you're done with looking at the scoring guide, you'll go ahead and you'll create your prototype, and then when you're finished, you're going to submit a link into Blackboard, and then you're going to either embed it into your website, or you are going to put a link to the prototype in your website. Okay, so let me show you my prototype here. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna have to do is make sure that it's 8 pages long, or 8 slides long. You'll want to make sure that you have a name for your app on the home page. Okay, so mine is Pets and People Remembered request form. Okay, and then I've got a link here that'll take me out to a different page, and I'll show you how to do that in the next screencast. You're going to want to have at least one interactive button, a shape or an image. Okay, now what I used here, these are interactive buttons, and by interactive I mean that I can link them to different slides within the prototype. Okay, now you won't necessarily have this as a linear presentation, but by clicking on these different items, you can go from slide 2 to 5 to 7 back to slide 2, or back to the home slide, and so on. It doesn't have to be linear, meaning you go 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So, and I'll show you how to do that in the next slideshow. You are going to make at least one change to the master slide. On mine, I added a home button and an information button, and I added those just on the master slide so that I didn't have to add them to each page. I could just add them one time to the master slide, and then they'll show up in the exact same spot on each of my slides. Okay. Let's see, the next thing is you're going to have an information slide Okay, that is important when you develop an app so that you can take credit for creating it. Mine is very basic. I've got the title, my website, my name, my email, and a copyright notice. Okay, so that is my information slide, and this button right here will take me to that information slide. Okay, and then lastly, you're going to change the share settings on your presentation so that it's visible to anyone. If you don't do that, then people won't be able to look at your slideshow or your prototype. And you're also going to share it with me so that I have editing privileges. I want to make sure that I can take a look at your prototype closely. Okay, now to do that, I'll go up to the share button, and the first thing I can do is go to advanced. It's set to private, so I can do change, and I'll change it to anyone with the link can view it. Okay, and then I save. And then what I also want to do is under invite people, you want to invite me or whoever your instructor is at the time you're watching this video, and make sure that it's set to edit and send. Okay, now this is the link up here that you will submit into Blackboard for me to look at. Now when it comes time to embed your presentation into your site, you are going to go up to File and Publish to the Web. Okay, then there's an option here to embed, and I'll click on Publish. You can change this. I would probably keep it to medium or small. I'll just do it small and say Publish. Okay, you'll get this dialog box, say OK, and then it's going to give you this embed code. Okay, so I'll copy that. Now what I want to do is I want to go to my website, and I'm going to create a new page for this actually, because I don't have a page that I want it to go on. I'll do a standard page, and I'm going to name this my mobile app. Yours might be something different, but I'm just going to create it on a new page, and then I will save it. I'm going to actually drag it under my order form so that it is part of the drop down. Okay, but I don't want it as a page in the navigation itself. Now I'll go over to build and drag over my embed code, drop it, and paste the code in there. Okay, now when I click outside, my app will show up. Alright, so let me publish, and we'll take a look at that. Here's my mobile app. Okay, and here it is. Okay, so my mobile app is on my website. Now let me show you a little bit of the interactivity with your mobile app. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the first slide, and I'll click on Present. Okay. And actually that's not going to work because it's full screen, so let me go back to the site here. When I click on it, obviously I've got the navigation here, but I don't want to worry about that. What I want to be able to do and notice is that I can click on these different links and they'll take me to different pages within the slide. So if I want to do a video about an animal, I can click here and it'll take me to the pet request form. If I hit the back button here, it'll take me back, and then I can click on a person, it'll take me to the person request form. Now I would have my visitor fill this out. I can't do anything with it, but my visitor would fill it out. Then I would click next. It would ask what type of video would you like. They can click on any of these buttons. I would have them upload files. Okay, and then confirmation will appear. And I've got these forward and backwards buttons that people can pick. Okay, now they're obviously not going to be uploading any files or anything like that, but it's just a placeholder. This is a prototype. It's an example of what my app could do. Okay, so watch the next screencast. That'll show you how to create the prototype. Thank you.